just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With diet-free life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, your health's futures lose by.
Hello, everybody. This is Robert Ferguson, and I'm so thankful that you are here. And if you're here for the first time, I want to say, hey, give us a shot. I'm happy to have you here. This is where we talk all things diet-free life. And as a clinical nutritionist, the focus is always framed around weight loss or improving metabolic health, like somewhere in there, which means we all benefit from it. And the conversations that we have is something that everyone could benefit from. Now, today is no different. I do want to invite you to like, subscribe. I do have like one of my newest, well, my partner anyway, but our YouTube channel. Come over to the YouTube channel. One of our newest members is Veronica. You'll meet her. we got a whopping, I think, 6 members now. The big goal, we're going to get to 10. And then it's going to be in. We're going to have some fun. Anyway, we're going to have some fun anyway. Okay. Now, this is going to be a very interesting. I mean, for those of you, if you stay with me and Veronica, and we may be joined by Renee, I'm not sure, but if you stay with me, there's going to be a major shift in how you look at nutrition. And I have this thing in my hand. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? Of course you do. Right? It's an egg. But what if I told you this ordinary egg may reveal one of the biggest problems with our modern day food supply? What if I told you it could completely change the way you think about nutrition, farming, and even your own health? I'm happy you're going to join me because we're going to share an incredible story inspired by one of the world's most renowned leading omega-6 researchers, Dr. Artemis Simopoulos. A story that begins with a simple observation, leads to a remarkable scientific discovery, and ends with a question every one of us should be asking before we take our next bite. I promise you, you'll never look at an egg in the same way. Like never. And that's a big statement to make. You know what I mean? Like to tell someone they'll never look at an egg the same way. And before I bring on my guests, right? And again, thank you guys for being here. We're going to be talking about the egg. And we're going to talk about something that almost everyone has in their refrigerator, an egg. And if I asked you what makes one egg healthier than another, what would you say? If you're here live and you're catching us, and we'll give some shout outs. But seriously, if I asked you what makes one egg healthier than another, what would you say? And I got Veronica today because she can help me out. People make comments. Like, would you say, oh, it's organic? Would your answer be cage-free, maybe range-free or free range? Maybe pasture-raised. What about omega-3 enriched? Maybe you would say brown eggs are healthier than white eggs. Or maybe you'd say darker orange yolks. That's what it's about, Robert. It's about darker orange yolks. They're healthier. And those are common questions or answers. But what if I told you that none of those labels truly answers the most important question? See, I'm going to share with you a conversation I recently had with Dr. Sinopoulos. That conversation reminded me that one of the biggest problems in nutrition isn't that we don't have enough information, is that we're asking the wrong questions. See, this video isn't really about eggs. It's about understanding biology. It's about understanding our food supply. And ultimately, it's about understanding ourselves. And that's where it's going to get fun. And I'm telling you, there's some registered dietitians and some clinical nutritionists and biologists that don't know what we're about to talk about. So it's going to be a really fun conversation. So let me bring on to the stage. What's up, Veronica?
How are you? Woohoo!
Woo! Well, the heat is coming.
You know what? It's actually really beautiful here.
Now you are in. So Veronica, everybody, is a health advocate. She's a partner of mine. She's a nutritionist. She's getting ready to launch a whole bunch of stuff that's all about helping people. We got big plans, and she's from Philly, but your daughter's in San Diego.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were in Vegas last week. Now you're in San Diego.
Yep.
Well, tell everybody hi and we'll tell everybody hi and introduce yourself.
Hey, Veronica Valentino here, coming to you from San Diego. You know what? Hey, I'm a retired police officer, and I just love nutrition, and I got into the health and wellness. I think I've always been in health and wellness. Just watching everything. Because I have horrible genes, and I wanted to be proactive with my family genes. So I just keep an eye on everything. So yeah, but I'm actually really super excited to be here with you too, Robert.
All right, well, good. Let's have some fun. Let's bring on her partner, my partner as well, the one and only Renee.
Hey, how you doing?
We're good. We're good. Now, what is that? What is that on your head there?
That's my little turban because I didn't wash my hair this morning. So, yeah. A little bit of leopard. A little bit of leopard, my favorite color.
All right. Well, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody so they know who
I'm
Renee
Renee
is?
Rand. I'm the co-host of PowHER Hour with Veronica, and we're just about helping as many people as we can. We're excited to be partnering up with Robert, and we just talk about all kinds of fun, wonderful things, as well as helping women through all their challenges at any time in their life. But with a big focus on menopause and how to get through postmenopause, menopause, and perimenopause. So lots of exciting things. We talk about everything from health and wellness to sex and satisfying your partner. And so lots of fun things. We can't wait to see you on the podcast.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. So our focus today, you guys, we're going to talk about an egg, but it's big. If you heard my opening, you have a pretty good idea that it's not just about an egg, right? We're going to talk about a few things. So to keep us focused, we're going to go through this, and I need you two to weigh in, bring clarity to things so that everybody is there. And we have people like Bonnie, and you guys may see people posting questions or like making comments, and feel free to be able to share those questions that may pop up, or even comments or statements that people make. You know what I mean? Now, first chapter is going to be 2 eggs, 2 different stories. 2 eggs, 2 different stories. So I want you both to look at these 2 eggs, and if I handed these eggs to you in a grocery store, could you tell me which one was healthier?
Absolutely
not.
All right, they're not twins, you guys. They're partners. That was good. You guys were like right on time with that. And that's right. We couldn't, right? Because they, for the most part, eggs look identical, right? Same shell, same shape, same size. And most of us would just assume that they're basically the same food, but they're not. These two eggs tell a completely different story. One of these eggs came from hens eating traditional Mediterranean type food. on the island of Crete. The other represents what many conventional supermarket eggs look like today. So the outside looks again the same, but inside there's a different something taking place. So I would like us to have a conversation and discover why. You guys on board with that?
Absolutely.
Well, I think it would also help. Do you guys both eat eggs?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now,
Eggs.
now these two ladies, and some of you, this woman that you see on the screen may be new. Her name is Dr. Artemis Simopoulos, and she is like a leader in the world. She's 93 years old. 93 years young. She's a pioneer on omega-3 research, and she pushes the importance of this thing called omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. And we're not talking about a week. At 93, she's done it all. And so a big part of the conversation is I'm going to share with you guys what just took place with my time with her. So before that, do you two have any key questions that you would want? If you could ask Dr. Artemis a question, I know you would have 1,000. Like, what would be one you would ask? Yeah, go for it.
I would like to know what nutrients make up eggs. It's one of nature's complete foods. And sorry about the noise.
All right, it's louder on your end than it is our end.
Okay. Yeah,
So
with nutrients, where the nutrients are even found in that egg, because it's not like I walk into a grocery store. I've always seen that an egg is an egg is an egg is an egg, that none of them were different. And then they started coming out with cage-free, range-free, organic, and you just don't know now. It's a little confusing.
Okay, and Renee?
My question would be how she got so invested with sharing information about omega-3s.
Man, well, we're gonna have to make that happen, all of us, either together or when we invite her to our little group, and we'll be able to ask her that, every question that you could possibly come up with. But we're gonna touch on some of that. And I admire this lady. I think she's a treasure that is alive and well and available. So I feel like we need to get the word out. Like we need the world to know about her and the work that she does. And so today we'll cover some of that.
Awesome.
Now, before I do that, I'm gonna play a short little video. I like to share this where she talks about the connection between what we're going to talk about and inflammation, which for the most part hits on everything that people would be interested in. Okay, so here's a short video
from clinical studies and animal
experiments. Let me pause. There we go. Let's get it together, Roberto. Here we go.
And we know from clinical studies and animal experiments that inflammation is at the base of all chronic diseases, whether it is cardiovascular disease, whether it is cancer, if it is arthritis. Obesity is a inflammatory disease. Obese people have pro-inflammatory cytokines. People with diabetes.
Okay, so that's Dr. Artemis Simopoulos. We've watched that video so many times that we can probably say it with her. Okay. All right, so let's call this chapter Discovery.
Yeah.
Now, what you can see that there's a 1-to-1 versus a 20-to-1. And this is where everything starts to get interesting. So Dr. Simopoulos and her colleagues, they analyzed these traditional eggs from Crete, and they found something remarkable. The omega-6 to omega-3 ratio was approximately 1-to-1. And you guys get that. That's amazing. 1-to-1. Then you compare that to many conventional supermarket eggs in the United States, and they're approximately 20-to-1.
That blows my mind.
And people at home are like, okay, well, what's these numbers mean? We're going to get out. We promise to bring clarity to that. This is a dramatic difference, right? But there's something else. They also detected, when they did their study, higher amounts of DHA in the yolks of the traditional eggs. So more DHA. That's one of the long chain omega-3 fatty acids, and it plays a very important role in what she just talked about as far as inflammation. We're talking your brain, your eyes, your nervous system, your cell membranes. And if you think about this, nobody injected DHA in the eggs. Nobody fortified the egg. The hen produced it, which raises the next fascinating question, because what made the hen produce such a different egg compared to other eggs? Anybody want to take a guess at that?
I can recall you saying something about the worms.
Okay, so she says the worms. And everybody
I
else.
don't know, other than the fact that they don't have, legally, they're not allowed to use all the pesticides and the processing and all that stuff in Greece and in Europe. Veronica and I found that out when we traveled over there last year, that everything was much more organic and straightforward, and none of the bad seed oils, none of any of that. So their feed has to be a lot more healthy than what we feed our chickens over here. So that would be my guess.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, look at you go. Renee's got answers, everybody. And you're right. It wasn't the egg, it's the hen.
Yeah.
Like some people don't realize, like we always say chickens, but the hen is what gives us the chickens.
Okay.
Did I lose you guys? Everybody?
No. So can you explain the relationship of that?
So what is a chicken?
A chicken. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Exactly. So remember, think of so the chicken, well, the egg, and then becomes a chicken. But it's the hen that gives us the egg. And then we get the chicken. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just how I see it. I mean, I'm not a farmer, but I get it. So now let me show you guys. Here we go. Let me bring that up. All right. So here we are in chapter number 4. And this is where it actually starts to get fun, right? Because it's not the egg, it was the hen. And this may, in my opinion, be one of the most important slides I can share tonight or in this video, right? So the egg was never or wasn't the problem. And the egg wasn't, I wouldn't call it the miracle. The hen was simply making an egg based on the raw materials available to her. So does everybody know that all hens are female? Okay. We got that. Okay. Now, just like your body, my body builds your cells from the food that we eat, a hen builds an egg from the nutrient she consumes every day. So that means the nutritional quality, and you guys both touched on this, of the egg in many ways is a reflection of the nutritional quality of the hen's diet.
That makes sense.
So the egg isn't deciding what goes inside, right? The hen is. And if, got more accurate, is the hen's diet is once we understand it's about the hen's diet, everything will start to make more sense. And it's not just about egg and a hen. We can start looking at pigs and cows, and the list goes on, right? So the question is no longer what kind of egg is this. The better question becomes, what did the hen eat?
Right.
And that's exactly where Dr. Samopoulos' story takes us. What did that hen eat when she did the study and she looked and saw the makeup of that egg yolk and saw that one egg that she grabbed from Crete was 1-to-1. And I'll address on this and touch on it again, because a lot of us think it's all about cage-free, range-free, pasture-raised. And if I did a decent job so far, wouldn't it be more about what? I don't care if it's pasture-raised. I don't care if it's free range. I don't care about what did it eat.
Right.
That's where I think the real question needs to be. And if we could focus on that part, everybody will start looking at nutrition completely different. So, what's your thoughts on this part so far?
Well, I think the modern farmers of today have, unintentionally altered, one of nature's most perfect foods. You know what? Because it's not like, you know what? It kind of makes me feel like I want to go buy some chickens and just throw them out in my yard and have, you know, free range chickens, and this way I don't have to worry about going to the grocery store, getting eggs, and this way I can control what they eat.
Yeah, you have to feed them the right stuff to make it,
Right? Yeah.
any different than what you're buying in the grocery store. But um, the challenge with it is until somebody brings this information to light, and somebody cares enough to make a difference and see why 1 and 1 is so much more important than 20 to 1 and what the difference actually is. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So how are we going to take this information and put it in the hands of the people that can make changes, or the people that can make better choices? I mean, we're obviously not going to be able to ship enough eggs over from Greece to take care of all of us. So do we move to Greece? What do we do, Robert?
No, this is great. All right, so let's take a moment, like a step back. And the step back is this. Okay. We have these two numbers. So you have omega 6 to omega 3 ratio.
Hmm.
The omega 6 is more on the inflammatory side, which we hear about with seed oils, etc., but they're essential. And then the omega 3 helps and plays a big role in bringing down inflammation. And when we talk about these numbers, the first number will change, the second number will always be 1. So when she said the egg was 1 to 1, and let's call that the healthier egg,
Right.
that means for every ounce of omega 6 is in it, or gram or whatever, you had the equal amount of omega 1. And we were designed that way going back to religious times, like before Christ, from the day one. We were 1 to 1, and we have archaeologists that have confirmed all of that. So we know that we're naturally 1 to 1, and that's when we're in our most healthy state. The challenge is that people, the average person, is walking around 20 to 1, 25 to 1.
Hmm.
The highest I've seen to date is 102 to 1 when we do a test on people. Both of you, like, if you don't mind, share with everybody, because we're going to tell them about the test. What was your test, Veronica, when you got your original test? And then what was your test, Renee?
Originally, mine was 13 to 1. I am today 2.1 to 1.
Okay, so she's bragging now, but that's good.
Yeah.
Mine was 11. My first test was 11 to 1.
Okay.
And
Wow.
my second test 4 months later was 5 to 1. But I know now I'm under 3. I just haven't sent in my official test yet to confirm it, but I know I am. But I will
Nice.
soon.
Okay, so there's a connection between, because a lot of people say, well, how do we get so bad, Robert? Why is everybody 40 to 1 and 50 to 1 and 60 to 1? And I say, in 1960, we know the average person was walking around more like 3 to 1, 5 to 1, without taking supplements, without anything. So what has changed to where almost everybody's 20, 30, 40 to 1?
You know what? I think convenience has caused us to overlook a lot of our nutritional quality. And, everything is like, hurry up. We need it right away. Fast food, and everything is so over processed. So unless you really look into taking care of and, looking at ingredients and what you're actually eating, I think that, people just at this point, they don't care, you know? I just think it's a lot of convenience.
Well,
Well,
most people don't
I
even
think
know.
they don't know. I don't think it's that they don't care. I think they don't know. I mean, right now I'm sitting at my friend Azure's house in Carlsbad, and they eat really healthy, and they cook around other people's diets and help make sure they're getting nutrition. And I'm looking at all the things that she's doing, and she's doing a good majority of it right, but they care about their health. Now I think that makes a huge difference to the average person that either doesn't have the knowledge or don't know how, or don't care. I mean, we have to divide those people into different groups, because sometimes, remember, when people get a severe disease, that may be the first time that they wake up enough to even want to care. So
Amen.
I think it works differently for different people.
Amen. All right. Well, before I bring up the next slide and we move it forward, because I think we're starting to see the connection, right? Can you guys read pretty good on the screen?
Yep.
Yes,
All right. So I'm gonna bring up someone. This is, who is that?
that's Veronica.
All right, there's Ron.
Hey, how you doing?
And then I'm going backward. Let's go back in time and see if we can get caught up. What does Kelsey say?
Unless you're making it or see it on ingredients, it's everything.
Okay.
I did see a question for you too. Would pasture raised eggs be that high too as well?
Yep.
Okay, there you go, Sandy.
Yep. So that's what I mean. I'm saying that the question is not, I only eat pasture raised.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, what did those hens eat?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And because we get caught up in, well, I don't eat cage free, I eat pasture raised. Okay. But what did they eat? So what, they had more freedom. And when you look at the USDA numbers, they're basically the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
know
you
what's
might
really
be paying,
funny?
you might be paying extra for those eggs, but they're actually not making any difference. They're the same number.
Yep.
Amen.
So let me ask you. So my husband will not eat brown eggs. He'll only eat white eggs. He thinks that maybe I don't know what's going on with the brown eggs, but he won't touch them.
Well, you know, in the United States, most people think brown is better, right? Like brown rice is better than white. But they don't realize that brown rice is 80% more arsenic than white rice. They don't even know that the people who live the longest, like in Okinawa, they've never even seen brown rice. They only eat white rice. But again, in America, it's all about whole wheat pasta. It's all about brown rice. Get the brown eggs. Right? It's like, so there's a lot of misinformation out there. But I'm hoping that by the time this is over in this video, people start thinking, okay, I'm cool with, I like pasture raised. That sounds great. And we're going to look at mobile pasture raised, which is the next level. But it's really like, how are these, like, what are they eating? Because I'm eating what they're giving me. Like if that hen ate this and then I eat the egg, what that hen ate is now in the egg.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wasn't happy about hearing that. Especially that big worm right there.
So then we have chapter 5. I want everybody to imagine you're standing in a field on the island of Crete. There are no nutrition labels. There's no advertisements. No one is telling you what these chickens should be eating or what they should eat. They're simply doing what chickens have naturally done for thousands of years. They're scratching the soil, right? They're hunting, they're pecking, they're searching. And what they are, and then the question is like, what are they finding? So this is what they in Crete, and this is what I heard Dr. Artemis say. They were eating worms, insects, wild grasses, seeds, wild plants. They're not just eating one thing. They're eating a very diverse diet. And one of the biggest misconceptions that people have is that chickens are vegetarians. Did you guys know that?
Now I'm reading it right there. Omnivores. Wow.
Yeah, chickens are not vegetarians. Chickens are omnivores. Now remember that, because we're going to come back to it. So chickens naturally eat both plant foods and they eat animal foods, right? And that's exactly what Dr. Simopoulos observed when she was doing this little research. She didn't start with being in the lab, right? She started by watching nature. And sometimes nature is our best and greatest teacher. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard, but observation is the beginning of discovery. And that's what happened with her. She observed, she became curious, and then she tested. Science often begins with someone simply asking why.
Right.
And here's something I want everybody to remember from this video. Nature designed chickens to forage.
Mm.
That wasn't an accident. And for thousands of years, chickens have searched for worms, insects, grasses, seeds, berries, plants. So here's the next big question, right? If you completely change what a chicken eats, should we expect the egg to remain exactly the same? Ooh. I mean, I want to pause right there. I mean, that's like, I'm serious, that's like a mic drop.
Well, if the chickens eat differently, you're going to have difference to the eggs. I mean, that's what this whole is about. Everything we're talking about is about. If that hen eats differently and is foraging like it's naturally supposed to do, then you're going to get an egg that's going to be closer to the 1-in-1 than the 20-to-1 we're seeing right now.
Amen.
Mm.
And remember, we're just talking about hens, chickens, and eggs. Right?
Yes,
Like
same thing with us and people and everything else around us.
You got it. Amen.
Mm.
Everybody. So let's go to chapter number 6. The
Ugh.
worm is what changed everything. The worm changed everything, everybody.
Veronica, that makes you happy, I know.
Oh my God.
All right, sorry. Do you like worms, or what's going on? Do you eat worms?
I do not like bugs, insects.
Oh yeah, that's right. You told me the story in Vegas.
Oh no.
Oh man. Well, this may sound funny, but the worm may have changed the entire conversation, you guys. With Dr. Simopoulos, right? She shared that she noticed that these hens constantly were eating worms and insects. And that observation made her so curious, right? Could those natural foods be contributing to the nutritional composition of the egg? So she tested the eggs. And what did she find? Traditional eggs from Crete had an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio that was 1-to-1. And she also detected way more DHA in the yolks. Think about that. DHA. So when we eat, let's say, chia seeds, or we eat flax seeds, we eat alpha-linoleic acid, ALA, and then in our body, 5 to maybe 15% of it converts to DHA. The exact same thing happens with the hens. They eat and it converts to DHA, and then they can and EPA, and they can then push it into the yolk. So everything is better when it's close to nature, right? Because eventually you're going to ask yourself, well, what the hell are chickens eating? Like, what are these hens eating that I'm buying from the grocery store? Right? I mean, any questions? I'm a pop up some. I got some people. Let's see what they're saying. Okay. Can you guys read that?
If they're eating good, the eggs are good.
Amen.
We raise our own chickens and ducks. This is Tammy. Can you touch on duck eggs?
Okay, this is a great question. Is there a difference?
I would think it would still be dependent on
Yeah,
what
what
you're
they're
feeding
eating.
them.
Yep.
Exactly. So then the question is, what are they feeding them?
Mm-hmm.
And because chickens don't have the same running room, let's say you go to the farmer's market and you have someone that goes, oh yeah, I buy my eggs from the farmer's market. Okay, what does that mean? So I would hope that we start going, what type of feed do you give your chickens? And then that farmer's market person goes, oh no, we're pasture raised. They get to run and be outdoors all day and have a blast. Okay. Here's the thing that they don't share with you. They don't have enough foraging to where they don't have to give them feed. This is the part right here. So even the farmers, they're buying feed to feed the chickens.
Mm-hmm.
They let them run and they eat a little bit, but they're still feeding them.
Right.
Amen.
Yes, and
Man,
they could give them really crappy feed, you know. I wrote some questions in here from because I wanted to remember them. Um, can you tell anything about an egg's nutritional quality by their shell?
There's people like who are really into it. They will say yes. I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
And you have people that will say, well, all you gotta do is look at the yolk.
Well, that was my next question. Does a darker yolk, based on what you know, your everyday egg in the grocery store, does that give us, you know, does it say that it's a healthier egg?
Well, let me go to chapter 7.
Okay.
Don't be fooled. So notice on this slide, for those of you who can see it, you have cage free,
Mm-hmm.
you have free range, you have pasture raised, and the one I want you guys to look up when you get a chance is mobile pasture raised.
Yeah, never heard of that one.
There is a company. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm so intrigued with this young lady and her sister.
Mm.
The name of their, let me see here. The name of their organization is called Nourish Food Club, and they're out of Michigan. And
very
they're
cool.
doing, yeah, they're awesome. Like when you look into what they're doing, they've removed all the omega-6 from the feed for the most part. They give them close to nature when they feed the chickens. And mobile means they have these big tents even during the winter time where they let the chickens run and forage.
Yeah.
And then they move them almost like cattle to different parts, so they never just stay in the same place.
Wow.
And that is a major movement that's taking place right
Interesting.
now. And more. So you're going to start to see mobile pasture raised.
That's very interesting. But it makes sense because if you have the chickens eating off the same land and they you know, they eat all the worms and eat all the bugs and eat all the insects, then there isn't anything left. It's just like depleting the minerals out of the soil. The idea of mobile moving them is a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at, when you start to see like the dark orange like yolk, they can add things to the feed that will make the yolk dark orange.
Oh, okay.
So just
that we may
because
be
it's dark,
fooled.
exactly.
We may be fooled.
Yep. So
Wow.
that's why it's like, you know, we all would do best. Like, man, this is crazy. It's like so much. I go, it's really not. But you have a company, and everybody, you know, I'll add it, the link, I'll email it and post it. You can look at these sisters. They're amazing because they get like seed oils and they know how bad they are. And they're like these scientists. I think the name of their farm, let me see.
Is it Angel Acres Eggs?
Yes, good
Okay.
job. Angel Acres, you guys, look
Yeah, never
them
heard it.
up. I mean,
Doing
they're
it right
growing, they're kicking serious butt.
Wow.
And there's a lot to be learned from these people. A lot.
Wow. Huh.
So now, because we have more knowledge, we don't want to be fooled.
Mm-hmm.
We all want to be informed. And being informed to me is like, that's pretty powerful. Now I know like everybody can't see if you're on your phone, but you can see on the left, I kind of highlight natural forage diet. They're eating worms, insects, grasses, right? Close to nature. Now the people at Angel, they actually make their own feed now. And they made it close to nature, so they're starting to sell it to other farmers who have hens.
Wow.
I mean, they created them because when you get health conscious people, then people look for health conscious stuff, right? And And if the price doesn't really change, then it remains a win-win for everybody that's involved. You know, like everybody. And the other thing is that I would say, and if you remember in the very beginning when we started, I said that this is not just about eggs. It's about our entire food supply. What is that cow eating?
Yep.
What is that pig eating? What are you feeding those fish? Right? We have a lot of farm raised this and farm raised that. What are you feeding them? So now, and here's I think you two, and this is, I was so happy to get to this point, and I want to hear from others, and I'll bring you guys up, because here's the part that I was hoping we get to. And that is, how did we get to the place where so many people are out of balance with their omega-6 to omega-3?
Well, real easy. They're not eating the right kind of diet, because since the 60s, the government has allowed them to put all this processed garbage into our food. We have the terrible 10 oils. People are not paying attention to what they're using, what they're eating, what they're doing. So everybody's out of balance.
So think of it, right? Because think about when we introduce omega-6 to omega-3 to people. They're like, my doctor never told them. What is this?
Well, they don't test for it. We have a test, so we know if
Right.
they're out of balance.
But think
of,
so I'm saying, like, they don't even know that that's something to know about.
Right.
Mm.
So then when they don't
know,
well, when they didn't know, and then so there's a learning curve where people got to go, okay, so if this is so bad, then okay, well, there's a lot of people walking around. Is everybody this bad? Were we ever like healthy?
I think 100 years ago.
We know in the 60s that we were in a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what changed after World War II?
Yeah. Wow.
All right. I want you guys, I mean, I have a couple answers to get us out of balance, right? World War II, we were in balance. So World War II ended what, in the 1940s, right?
Right.
Okay. So in the 1940s, we were in balance. We were still semi-balanced 1960, and now we're completely out of balance. What changed from World War II to now?
Increase in population. I mean, and they needed more food to feed people and whatnot. I mean, I'm guessing here. I wasn't
All right.
around.
So what is Bonnie saying on the screen?
Processed foods.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is processed food? Processed food is made primarily of very generic and extremely harmful oils.
And cheap stuff.
There you go.
You know,
and that's why we're out of balance.
there's a method to a grocery store's madness. So they put all the good, healthy stuff around around the perimeter and everything like that. And because a lot of people can't afford them, they go and get the cheaper stuff, which is it might fill you, but it's bad. It really is.
Right. So that's what's changed. Now think about this. This is what do you call that when you have like gangster? This is gangster move by the industry. That someone said, if we don't test like we do cholesterol, like we do triglycerides, like we do with blood pressure, if people don't know about omega-6 or 3, then we're good. Let's keep them uninformed. Let's keep them in the dark.
Yeah,
Now,
well.
and now watch this. Here's the flip side. So then, why do they test for cholesterol? I want to see who has the answer for that one.
Keep Big Pharma in business.
Exactly.
Big Pharma came out with medication that promoted that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they test where they know they can make money.
Yeah.
They don't test things that they don't make money. Right? So if they tested Susie and she found out she had fatty liver, they don't have a drug to sell her, so they don't make money. That's what I mean. This is gangster.
Yep. And when you look at the agriculture, how it rapidly expanded, it was just, they would focus on, maximizing the, what's the word I want to use? That maximizing the cheap foods that the food supply to the people.
Right.
Really crazy.
Well,
Now,
people, animals, everything
Yep.
changed.
Yep.
Mhm.
So do you guys know who Dr. Bill Harris is?
Yes, I heard you speak of him before.
Speak
Okay.
of him before.
So
Isn't
Dr.
he? I'm sorry.
well,
He was
I'll
all
go ahead.
healthy.
He what was he?
He wanted to live a healthy life, and he did everything to, he wasn't a billionaire and wanted
No.
to. Oh, it's the wrong guy. Okay, my bad.
Wrong guy. So Dr. Bill Harris is the co-creator of the omega-3 index.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I'm about to shock you guys. Everybody put your seatbelt on.
Hold on.
Okay. So Dr. Bill Harris, if you go to like the American Heart Association, you start looking at, he's very well known.
Mhm.
You'll come across a whole bunch of studies. He created the omega-3 index. He cannot be in the same room with Dr. Simopoulos. They don't like each other. They don't like each other because Bill Harris will tell you that the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 is a waste of time.
Really?
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember you talking about him.
He goes, that makes no sense. He also is big, like he's okay with seed oils. Now, this is one of the most referenced people in scientific literature right now. He sits on a whole bunch of boards. He's got a huge Rhonda Patrick talks about him all the time, and she loves him.
Really?
She's on his board.
Wow.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Interesting.
So how is it that you have in the extreme left the Bill Harris and Rhonda Patrick, smart people, and they think Dr. Simopoulos is missing it? They don't think omega-6 means nothing. I'm telling you, like, so at this point you start going, wait a minute. Interesting. So then you go back to like a guy like Bill Harris, and you guys know me now. So when this all went down, or when, I knew who Bill Harris was, right?
Mhm.
And he owns a company called Omega Quant. I don't believe Bill Harris in most of what he talks about.
Right.
Because he was also the guy who said eating trans fats was okay.
Mm-hmm.
He promoted trans fats for the American Heart Association. So what would make him do that? Oh, do you get paid when you're on those boards? Follow the money. Follow the money.
Yep. Wow.
And then you have someone like Dr. Simopoulos, who is the most cited, the most referenced person in the world. They, and I hate to say this out loud, but they're not going to be sad when she's no longer here.
Yeah.
Because she's the only one that can put them in their place. That's why I want to help get the word out while she can smell the roses while she's here.
Well, you can continue the fight, Robert.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna keep fighting.
We can all do it together.
So I'll go back. Any questions? Can somebody read this? I know I'm blind.
Because she's telling the truth and he ain't getting paid.
Amen.
Kelsey.
Okay, let me see. Well, I think we kind of we got everybody. And I apologize, guys. I'm gonna get better at this. I need to get someone like to be there to help bring up the comments so we can answer any comments or questions that pop up.
I did post the link for Angel Acres eggs in here as well.
Okay,
so
nice.
I never heard of them before.
Yeah, they've been around. and they're rocking it. Like when you go to their site and you can follow the girl, and you'll know who I mean by the girl. There's two sisters that own it, but she's very vocal. She talks about omega-6 and she talks about the ratio. Like she's in it. Like she's like very knowledgeable, which is interesting, right? Because I'm like, man, maybe I need to reach out to her about, becoming a partner with Zenzino.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, like somebody. Okay, so let me see. What is Kelsey put up there?
We still want to know, is there a way to test our eggs?
There is a way to test your eggs, but you have to mail them to a lab.
Okay.
Yep. Now, the easy thing to do, one, like I will choose pasture raised over range free or free range and cage free.
Pasture.
I would like, and one of my goals is to start ordering eggs from Anchorage, or what's the name of their place?
Angel Acres.
Yeah. So I want
Angel
to let me look. And some people can.
No.
So when you go to their site, you can see if you can order and get their eggs delivered to you.
Yeah, I'm checking it out right now.
Yeah. And because that's their goal, right? Is to connect, and then they make their feed available, and we all now know that it's not 100% about pasture raised. It's more about what did
smells wonderful. I just put it on mute to holler at you.
What's that? Okay, well, do we need to mute Renee there?
Yeah, because she didn't. 4 dozen of their eggs is actually $59.99. That's if you subscribe, and a one-time purchase is $66.65.
Wow.
And that includes shipping.
Okay. I mean, is that decent?
It's a little expensive.
Yeah, that's a little.
If you're really looking to have a healthy egg, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think the idea is to look into it more and see how much their feed costs. And then if you know someone locally that has their own hens,
yeah,
talk to that person and say, hey, would you be open, and I'll help spread the word, if you bought feed from this company instead of the feed you're currently using.
Yeah. I mean, what my son keeps saying, Mom, get chickens. It's like, I don't even like to go near a chicken, let alone, check them. And
well,
I have
you have a backyard, right?
I have a huge backyard.
Okay, so you could do it.
I have a barn in my yard. I could put the chickens in there.
Hey, let me see. So Sandy did she figured out $15 a dozen.
Yeah.
That's pretty expensive.
Yep.
Right?
But you know what? Getting a good egg.
I would actually pay for it, but then you got to pay for shipping, right?
No, shipping's included.
Oh, that's a killer deal then.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, yeah, you're right. That's about $60 because I go through a dozen eggs every week.
Well, you get 4 dozen, and then if it's a one-time purchase, $66.65.
Okay, well, I can already see what would happen. I would subscribe, and then next thing you know, I'll have 100 eggs in my refrigerator. And then
I go through 60 eggs a week, so
yeah.
Okay, well, that's for a lot of people.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think
I make them all healthy.
Well, I hope I covered all the things that I was hoping that you guys would get. Any questions before we say goodbye?
Really great information. I'll tell you what,
good
it
information.
really opened my eyes, and you know what, I really, really want to. I love eggs, regardless of not thinking about them eating worms and insects and whatnot. But an egg, an egg is not an egg. But there's different eggs. So in the meantime, before I get to Angel Acres, I'm gonna go get some pasteurized ones.
Amen. And here is the let me see here. Let me show my slide one more time. At the end of the day, everyone's cells are not as healthy as they once were because people are out of balance. And if you want to get in a balance, don't just think about the egg. Think about all the things that you eat. Your cells are as healthy as all of that. And this is why supplementing with balance oil is king.
Mm.
And when Kelsey asked a question, I'm gonna see if you guys pick this up. Okay? Let's see if everybody gets this. Kelsey, let me see if you get this. She had asked a question about can we test our eggs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna pause and see if you guys have a thought that goes with that.
Hmm.
Remember, sometimes it's asking a different question.
Well, can we test your eggs? Yes, you can test your eggs, but wouldn't it be more beneficial to find out what they're getting fed?
That's true. Well, what's even better than that? If you test your cells.
Oh, yeah. If we get tested, then we know how our omegas are. We have a better idea of what we're eating, like is going to affect how our omegas are affected by what we're eating.
Right.
Absolutely. You better touch on that balance oil and the balance test
Exactly. So this is where the balance. So I can sit around and you can take all the supplements in the world and you can say, I think of all the people that go to the grocery store or they drive 15 extra minutes somewhere to get some pasture raised eggs. And when we do their tests, they're out of balance.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you driving all that? And that's why when people understand the balance test and the balance oil, it's a no-brainer. Because otherwise you're just out here guessing. So there you go.
Exactly.
Okay.
Great information. Great.
All right. So it comes down to like the, and so you can see where the balance test becomes the winner again.
Yeah.
And that's where Dr. Artemis, she loved that. Because I was like, at the end of the day, I mean, of course I want to eat something closer to nature. But I would also like to test and see what's showing up in my cells. Because that's the real winner for me. But the people who are out here not testing them their own cells, they're assuming that everyone who's marketing food to them is telling them the truth.
Yep. Kelsey's saying, I've only had pasture raised and before balance oil, the balance test, I'm sorry, before the balance test, I was off.
Like, what do you mean she was off?
She was eating pasteurized eggs, pasture raised eggs.
Okay.
And
Well, it's
before,
everything else that she's eating. It's
Yeah.
not just about the eggs. It's everything that we eat changes our omegas.
Exactly. Yep. Because when I was talking to Dr. Samopoulos, you know, we talked a lot about all the other foods that people are eating. And she said that people aren't eating seed oils over there.
Right.
Right. That also plays a role while we're out of balance. So even though you have someone like Dr. Bill Harris who says, seed oils are great. Seed oils are great. Even though we got someone like him to saying that, the reality is the reality. And that is, well, let's look at ourselves. And here's the part that you all are going to like be blown away. If you go to Omega Quant, so you can look up Bill Harris, Omega Quant. Omega Quant, you can get your omega-3 index tested because he's the founder of it, right? I mean, a lot of the science started with him. He was the guy that came up with this, 2004, right? And made it public and did all these papers on it. But when you look closer at what he's doing, you don't, in your test results, you don't get omega-6 to 3 ratio. You only primarily get your omega-3 index. He doesn't even acknowledge omega-6 to 3.
Oh, wow.
Because remember, he is okay with you eating seed oils.
Right.
But when you come across some of his stuff, think about it. Very, older guy, very articulate, been around for years, created the omega-3 index. It's real easy for someone to come across his
with
site
a simple observation leads to
what was that?
It was you repeating yourself on my phone.
All right.
I shut you off on my phone. Thank you.
All right. So mission accomplished, you guys. All right. Well, I think I'm good. You guys good?
I'm great.
Awesome.
All right, and thank you, Veronica, for becoming a an official member of the YouTube channel.
That's our power hour. Both Renee and I did
Okay,
that.
so thank
we're
both
good
of
to
you.
go.
Hey, $1.99. I get one more membership. I can get a cup of coffee.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
I posted Dr. Harris, which just last thing. I've never heard of him before, so how's he getting all this bad information out there? So I did look at his website real quick, the Omega Quant, and I just posted something in there that he has posted on his website. So don't listen to him.
exactly.
Listen
But
to Robert and us.
and remember, like, it helps when you look at people like him, when you
Yeah.
can go. And I wrote an article a couple years ago about him, and I talked about how this man was pushing trans fats.
Yeah.
And I went on he was doing an interview, and they were making some comments. And at one point they tried to attack, when we had that big study come out last year with Zenzino, where we had all the published numbers that were put out there. They actually did a video, him and his daughter, and they talked some crap about us.
Oh, really? Wow.
And then he pulled it down and they deleted it.
Oh, interesting.
Because me, Dr. Paul Clayton, Michael Lewis, we all went there. And I went there and I was like, oh yeah, you're the same guy that told everybody to eat trans fats. So we're going to listen to you now.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Amen. So
thank you for that information, Robert.
Well, we'll talk about
it
it
was
more.
Great.
Thank you guys both. Also, big shout out to Chris. I'm glad you caught us, Chris. How you doing? That's our Canadian brother right there.
Yeah,
Awesome.
welcome Canada.
Canada in the house. Now we have a big game this weekend, a soccer game, right?
Or isn't it Argentina and somebody else?
Okay, yeah. So obviously these ladies don't watch soccer.
No.
Okay. Well, I don't either, but I'm gonna watch this game because people, I'm gonna watch it. It sounds exciting. So I'm gonna sit down and enjoy a whole soccer football game between, I think it's Spain. So it's the olive people, the Mediterranean people versus Argentina.
Well, I hope Argentina don't win.
So Chris says he's from Smoky Windsor.
Smoky Windsor. Wow. Okay.
Well, right now they're dealing with a lot of smoke, right?
Yeah.
All the fires, like Canada from there are going east. There's a lot. Some of my clients are in West Virginia, and they're having a real hard time.
Yeah, Philly shut down.
Oh wow!
Everything's closed. Family called this morning, and they're not even picking up trash. It's just like everybody's closing and shut down, and because of the smoke coming down from Canada.
Okay,
thanks, Chris.
Yeah, good luck, Chris, man. Good luck. What did he say? Go Spain. So he's with Spain. I think I'm going to go for Spain for this soccer game.
Good idea.
Because that's where we get our olives for the balance oil.
Yes. Yeah. Go Spain. Woo, the Pequot olive. Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Hey, thank you both. I appreciate you guys making time for this.
All right. Have
a great
day.
weekend,
We'll
everybody.
see you next
too.
week.
All right.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
God bless.
In a world of tanks, there's a new way to see. No more counting calories, just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With diet-free life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right.